Hello, everybody. It's been a little while since my last real video on this channel. That probably isn't that much of a big deal to you guys. I don't think anybody really misses my long form content since I know a majority of you guys are subscribed for my shorts, specifically my advanced color wheel challenge, but personally, I feel a little disappointed in myself considering the fact that I'm almost reaching my second year here as a YouTuber, but I've only managed to post 10 long form videos, and out of those 10 videos, only 6 of them are what I consider to be real videos. So far, I feel like I've been neglecting the type of content that I want to make in favor of content that I also want to make, but a little less, in a sense that I'm not as passionate about these. Shorts are generally a lot easier to make than long form videos. It takes a lot more time to edit a 10-minute video than a 10-second video, obviously. Since I am a very lazy person, I also operate under this idea that time is a finite resource. Time that I would spend working on a long form video could be time that I could spend working on shorts, could be time that I could spend on doing my college homework, could be time that I could spend playing Project Sekai for several hours, And I honestly generally feel like the added effort of making long-form videos isn't really worth it because all of my long-form videos do really poorly if you compare them to my shorts, specifically my Advanced Color Wheel Challenge, which has been my most consistently performing series on this channel, which I am honestly proud of, but at the same time, I feel like the fact that I've spent so much time and energy on this challenge instead of the projects that I feel are more reflective of my identity as an artist, I feel like I'm basically falsely advertising myself to you guys. Since a majority of you guys found me through my shorts, specifically my Color Wheel Challenge, I feel like it's come to a point where that's all that is expected from me, and it makes me kind of sad. Like sometimes I'll get really excited to see that I have a notification for a new comment under one of my longer videos, only to find out that it's just a request for the color wheel, which I'm not super upset about, but it is kind of a bummer. I would much rather my other content be able to stand on its own as its own thing, separate from the color wheel. But I honestly think that is more my fault rather than your guys' fault. If you look through my shorts tab, you will see that most of my videos are color wheel videos. And I find that really ironic because the color wheel was always intended to be the buffer between my bigger projects. But now it seems like those bigger projects are the buffer between my color wheel videos, which is just wrong. I have this sort of weird, paradoxical mindset where I know that these longer videos are going to be more fulfilling to me personally to make, but at the same time, they're not fulfilling to make in a sense that I know that they're going to flop. I feel like subconsciously I'm thinking to myself, what's the point of spending several hours working on a 10+ minute video when I could just spend those hours making 10-second shorts? And those shorts are almost guaranteed to get over 1,000 views each, usually. Nowadays, my videos haven't been performing super well, but that is also on me for not posting very often, huh? But at the same time, I don't really like the fact that I've just left these projects to rot because even if I think that it's not worth it in the pragmatic sense to work on these longer videos, I still feel disappointed in myself. I know that the most practical thing to do if I want to get more views is to just stick to shorts because they're easier to make, and it's probably better to stick to what my viewers already like if I want to do well as a content creator. But at the same time, I don't really want to just make shorts because there will eventually come a time when I will make the last video in the Advanced Color Wheel Challenge. And after that, what will I have? What will I have once the Advanced Color Wheel Challenge is over? There will be nothing for my subscribers to look forward to, and I don't want that. I want to be able to make this channel have an identity other than the guy who made the Color Wheel Challenge or the guy who makes those Color Wheel videos, because I feel like I'm capable of doing more than that as an artist, and I want to put that version of myself out there into the world. I want to be known for character design stuff, because character design stuff is what I would like to say that I'm passionate about. So with all that in mind, since I'm obviously not willing to spend my time working on my works in progress, I figured I could just share some of the works in progress that I have. Either the stuff that I've already started or just the stuff that I think are good ideas but I never started because, again, I am very lazy. Number 1. A few months ago, I made a poll asking you guys what franchise I should make Gijinka designs for next, and the winning vote was The Amazing Digital Circus. So I had this plan to make a video where I designed The Amazing Digital Circus NPCs as humans, because I genuinely don't have any ideas for human versions of the main cast. I am so sorry if that's what you guys wanted. There are already so many good human designs that I've already adopted as my personal headcanons for what the cast looks like in real life, so I feel like it would just be reinventing the wheel. So far, I've made draft designs for the 4 characters that I planned for that video, but I only managed to do the final art for 1. These drawings are all several months old at this point, and then I just kind of shelved this project, which is really embarrassing for me because I know that you guys asked for this, technically, since you voted for it on the poll. So far, this is probably the only project that I can confidently say that I will be finishing because you guys voted for it. That means that you guys are interested in seeing it, and I feel like it would be a disservice to you if I just scrapped it forever. Sometime in the future, you guys can expect these characters to become fully fleshed out designs. This next project is actually a scrap project from last year where I planned to draw jewel pets as magical girls based on the jewel pet toys that I used to have when I was a kid. I also made a poll asking which of my video ideas you guys wanted me to make next, and the jewel pet one was one of the ones that got the least amount of votes, so I thought that it probably wasn't worth it to finish these designs if not many people were interested in seeing them, so I just decided to scrap the video. Third whip that I want to discuss today is my idea to redesign the Pokemon Sun and Moon starter Gijinkas that I showed you guys in my sketchbook tour video. I have made no progress on those redesigns, but I feel like it would be fun to work on that video sometime eventually. Fourth whip that isn't actually a whip, just an idea. I finished watching Unicorn Academy recently, and it gave me this idea to draw the unicorns from that show as either humans or as centaurs. Then I remembered that nobody over the age of 9 actually cares about Unicorn Academy, which is probably for the best. A lot of children's shows are tainted by really loud adult fan base that produces content that is very much not safe for the original target demographic of the show. We don't need a My Little Pony fandom too. So I don't know if this video will ever become a real thing, but I feel like it would be a fun character design exercise if I ever decide to get to that. And finally, the big one. Finally, we have probably my most ambitious idea ever so far. Back in my channel update from August of last year, I mentioned that I had a secret character design project planned, and I mentioned that it was supposed to come out in October. But as you all might notice, if you take a look at my channel, I did not post any character design related videos in October. And that's because I also procrastinated on that one. But that project was supposed to be the first part of a 4-part series where I designed a team of magical girls based on Mega Evolved Pokemon. At first, it was a fun little character design exercise, but as I was brainstorming ideas for these characters, it kind of evolved into its own story and setting, and that's what I mean about this project being ambitious. The problem is that I am kind of trash at writing. I've never actually properly written a story before, so I feel like making a sort of narrative based on these characters was a bit of a daunting task. And on top of that, I also wanted each of these videos to come with a transformation sequence in animatic form, obviously because I can't animate for Squad. But yeah, I feel like that just added to the impossible to meet ambitions for this project. But I'm honestly really attached to these characters. I like them a lot. I think about them a lot. They're basically my OCs now, and they mean a lot to me. I have a lot of ideas for these characters. I want to make silly little animation memes with them. I want to make skits. I want to make angsty animatics with them. Despite the fact that I feel like I am the least qualified person to bring these characters to life, the fact that I'm so attached to them makes me kind of unwilling to let go of this project. So maybe sometime in the future, I might do something with these characters, maybe proceed with that 4-part series, maybe make more videos about them if I ever decide to expand their stories and their lore or whatever. I don't know. I'm most likely going to be using my time to do more productive things like the color wheel challenge and the other stuff that's guaranteed to get me good viewership. But I do want to believe that there is an audience out there that wants to see the art that I feel is reflective of me, you know? I think that these silly ideas that I have in my head have an audience waiting for them, and maybe one day I'll be able to find that audience once I actually put in the work to reaching them. So yeah, those are the silly ideas that I have in my head and in my sketchbook, and hopefully at least one of these will become a real video one day. Anyway, that's it from me today. Thank you for listening to this silly little rant. And if you guys could do me a little favor, I am someone who, for whatever reason, relies a lot on extrinsic motivation. So if any of these ideas interest you, please let me know in the comments down below, and it'll give me a very helpful motivation boost to actually start working on these videos. Honestly, I'm willing to settle for just one person showing interest in these videos, as long as that one person isn't me, because I am interested in these videos by default. Anyway, that's all for me today. See you guys in the next one. Hopefully there will be a next one. Bye bye now.